I also applied for
jobs.
No, I already have one of those. TSA pre-check.
Oh, is that worth it?
I think so. I think I'm going to be traveling a lot more in the coming years.
Why? Oh, in the coming years. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I'll be away from home, and I also want to be traveling. So.
Yeah.
It's I think it's like $85. And is there a recurring fee? I don't know. How much does TSA pre-check cost? Oh, it's $85 for 5 years.
Let's just start this off. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello, Biden.
Off to a great start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
TBD3B.
TBD3B
Episode
21.
Yeah.
I don't even remember which episode of the season, but that's okay.
It's like,
it's something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the 5th episode. Yeah. We were just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we always do.
As we always do on this show.
And get this, just for you guys, we're going to keep talking about stuff.
Wow. Amazing. I'm so surprised. What we were talking about was TSA pre-check, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that you had to pay a fee for it.
Yeah, it's an application fee.
Oh, okay.
Some administrative.
I know that I had TSA pre-check at one point. Like, they randomly give it out. Right?
Yeah. On your ticket, sometimes they give you.
But then that's only for that, like, trip, right? Yeah. But I wonder whether the odds or, like, the probabilities if they give it out.
But I think it's worth it to have it every time. Because I don't like waiting in line.
Thing is, the times that I've traveled during COVID, or at least these, like, past 2 years, like, the waits have been very.
When I was coming back from Hawaii, I had to wait for like an hour to get through security. Okay. Dude, the line it looped all the way around like baggage claim. It went around the carousel.
We had two. And
it double backed on itself, and
we had two very different experiences because all the times I've gone flying so far, and I've only gone flying like 2 times, so I really can't say much, but it has not been bad at all. So, yeah. I think Elan right now is looking for the topics list. Did I share it with you?
I don't think you shared the topics list.
I don't think I shared it with you. That's okay. I mean, this podcast, I don't know, it's always garbage, but
shit.
It's got to the point where I'm just trashing it now as well, because I have nothing good to say.
No, this is good. We're talking about our lives. It's like a video. It's like an audio diary.
Yeah,
like what's going on. That's the value.
Yeah.
We see what's up in our lives.
Yeah.
I'm here whiling away the days until my internship ends. You know?
That's very close, right?
Remember
very close. We talked about this last time. The last episode, we said that the episode after that last episode, which would be this episode, it might be the last time you're at Amazon.
Mm.
So you have 2 more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do definitely one more podcast.
I know, but it'll be probably after.
It'll be like right after. On my last day. Yeah.
I know. Wait, is it on the Friday that we're planning? Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
because
so
I'm flying out on the Saturday, so it'll be better.
Hopefully, I'm gonna make sure that our guest for that episode is. I need to check in with him
well received,
just to make sure that he's free on that day as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's true.
So this in-person guest episode.
Yes. I don't know how the seating arrangement will work. Do we bring in a chair here?
You can sit right there.
Alright. I don't know how comfortable it would be.
Nobody will understand where I just pointed somewhere, guys.
That's true. Elan pointed at the corner of the bed that is elevated because there's a pillow underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I have no good topics this week. Oh, wait, there's one thing that you just reminded me when you're talking about this is like a diary. Have you ever seen iCarly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never, but I just watched the first episode like yesterday.
They rebooted it, right? There's like
it's on Netflix. That's why I could like watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they put like there wasn't just 2 seasons, right? Like a lot more.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they only have 2 seasons on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So I only watched the first episode anyway, but it's like the way they film it is like a video diary vlog,
mm-hmm.
right? On their iCarly website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very
similar to what we're doing, yeah. We're
except they get a lot more views. It's probably because they're 2 kids, 2 female kids on the internet. Just saying.
Yeah, when you put it like that.
It might not be the correct audience, but you know, that's certainly an audience gainer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember anything from iCarly?
Yeah, I remember they had the pear. Instead of Apple, it was like the pear pad. And the pear books. I don't know what they call it.
Oh, like their computers?
Yeah.
When was this? Like the first season of iCarly?
No, I think it's like a recurring thing. Like every time there's a computer or like a tablet or something, it's always pear.
Okay, so it was in 2007. No, I was just wondering if Apple was super prominent by then, but definitely by 2007, Apple was established itself at least.
I mean, Apple has been established since like the 80s. So.
Yeah, I always forget that.
I mean, it kind of went downhill in the 90s, and then they had a resurgence.
Well, I feel like the main reason why they're so ubiquitous now is when the iPhone came out and the iPod. I think
the Macintosh was.
I know, but that's still like personal computer, blah blah blah. I feel like the phone is when it made it more in touch with everybody. Like because not everybody uses like a Mac, and not everybody uses an iPhone either. But the iPhone was like the first smartphone. Everybody uses a smartphone.
Mac was like revolutionary though.
Yeah, that's just like my age talking too, because I wasn't around when that happened also, right? So that's why I just didn't think it had as much of an impact.
And the Apple II also, I heard, was like a big deal.
Yeah. I just don't know anything.
But they were on the brink of bankruptcy in the 90s.
Yeah. I heard like a story like Microsoft was going to buy them or something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is.
Alright, nice.
I should probably not spread disinformation on the podcast. Yeah. One thing, so before this, I finished editing up the previous podcast episode that we did, which was 3 weeks ago. That's actually the longest break we've had in uploading podcast episodes. I think even when we had times where we recorded it, like the separation between times we recorded it was 3 weeks or more, I think I managed to upload one once at least every 2 weeks. But this last one was October 17th, so that is gonna be 3 weeks.
Wow. I didn't even realize the time just flew.
Unfortunate. Yeah, these past 3 weeks it's just been so busy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Very busy.
Yeah, for the future me that's not going to be listening to this, you were not busy. Ian, do you know it?
Yeah, you know it. Shay. Yeah, like you were busier at the beginning of the semester. This is literally the least busiest you've been. Like if you think of it holistically.
I don't know, man. Like deciding between Citadel and Optiver
takes small amount of time.
I was really, staring at the ceiling a very long time, thinking hard.
Did you consult with your parents or anybody like that?
Mm-hmm. Multiple times. Every day I was gone.
Every day?
At the,
How many days is this?
Is that hard 2 weeks.
That hard of a decision?
It was tough, man.
You took the full 2 weeks?
I took the full 2 weeks to decide.
Okay. And what did your parents say every time? They said Optiver, yeah?
No, they said, they flip back and forth. They'll support you.
Really?
Yeah.
Did your parents, were they split? Like one was Citadel, one was Optiver, one was like...
At the beginning, they were pretty receptive to Optiver. And then I told them about, Citadel pays more and they fly you out to Florida.
What?
And they give you AirPods.
This is the first time I'm hearing this. They fly you out to Florida?
Yeah, did I not send you the... We can show a little screenshot of the thumbnail of Stephen Chu's video. They flew everyone out to the Four Seasons Hotel in Palm Beach.
For what?
For a week, and they did some events there.
Is this like a prospective intern thing?
No, This is the 1 week of the internship was in Palm Beach, Florida.
What the fuck? Did you confirm that this thing would happen to you as well for your internship?
The recruiter said, we did this last year. We're looking to do something similar this year.
Wow.
And then I turned it down.
The fuck are these companies doing, man? It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Optiver seems like the better company to work for.
So you had these discussions. Citadel. Wait, so Citadel actually pays more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though Optiver literally offered you the bag and then some, Citadel offered you the bag and then another bag and then some more.
Actually, the pay for the summer was similar at both.
Okay. But were you looking at...
I was looking at the return offer and then, career growth after that.
Career growth?
I guess you can say compensation growth.
Okay.
After that. So I don't know. It seems like, who knows? I don't think you can go wrong at either company.
Yeah, I really don't think so. So after these 2 weeks, I'm going to assume these 2 weeks have ended and you've come to a decision.
Have I not told you?
You have not told me.
Wow, right here.
But hey.
Do this first on the podcast.
The thing is, before you say anything, I want to congratulate you though. Because the fact that you haven't told me means you stuck to your commitment of not talking about internship stuff, which I applaud you for.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, now you can spill the beans.
The night before, so the deadline was yesterday.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you decide yesterday?
I decided yesterday at 4:30 p.m.
When the deadline was 5?
Deadline was 5 Central, so it was an hour and a half before the deadline.
Fucked it up.
Yeah, so both my parents said to go with Citadel.
Okay.
In the end, after much debate and long, hard discussion. I was like, okay, Citadel it is.
And then you switched to Optiver.
And then at 4 p.m. I had a meeting with the great, revered Mark Stellick, and I asked him for some sage wisdom.
Ooh.
And Mark said, go with Optiver.
Why did he say go with Optiver?
He asked me some questions. He was like, what are your thoughts on these companies? Okay. How do they compare? And then I said, it seems like Citadel, both of them are great, right? Citadel pays a bit more, significantly more, I guess. In the first year, that's
significantly more post-intern.
Yeah, post-intern. The actual internship package was like the same, pretty much. That's like inconsequential, right?
I don't think it's inconsequential.
Well, if you can expect your income to grow, then it's inconsequential, I think.
But it depends on how much it grows by, right? Mm-hmm. So...
And also, they're both very large sums of money.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah. And then, the work is going to be similar, but I was only considering Citadel Securities, which is the market maker, and Optiver is also a market maker.
So did you have like a choice between the two types of Citadel?
Yeah.
Really? Like
Yeah.
they offered you that choice in the internship?
Yeah, so technically when you apply to Citadel, you're applying to two companies.
Okay.
Citadel and Citadel Securities.
And what's the difference?
Citadel Securities is a market maker, which
Okay.
means that they it's like providing liquidity to the market. They sort of make sure everything's well lubricated in the in the market.
Okay. And then
To like ensure the prices are like optimal and whatever, like things are going efficiently.
and the normal Citadel.
And Citadel is the hedge fund. They're the ones that like make bets on the stock market.
Oh.
The market maker, their goal is to like have zero risk. Every like bet they make a counter bet to hedge it, and so they take on no risk. All they do is, I don't know, their profit has to do with the spread between the ask and the bid, whatever it's called. I don't know anything. I'm gonna learn in the internship all this finance jargon.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was I saying? Yeah, so you're applying to both companies, and then they'll like extend you an offer to one of them or both of them. So I got offers from both. Yay!
Yay! Alright.
Which actually complicates the decision because I have to pick one of them, right? And if I pick Citadel, the hedge fund, the matching process like happens in the interview. So I already had offers from teams, and so if I picked Citadel, the hedge fund, I would have had to pick the team also. So really, it was
could you
4
describe
decisions.
some of the teams that you were extended to in Citadel?
Yeah, it was I think equities and quantitative research or something. I think it's called.
Okay.
And the other one was equities engineering.
Okay.
So EQR like makes a platform for research. Right? It's a research theme. So basically, they support the quant researchers. You know, like viewing data in different ways and analyzing it.
So you gotta create matplotlib in C++.
Yeah, I guess that kind of thing. Sort of, I guess it's like a really big data processing thing, right? So there's like a lot of like distributed systems and
ooh.
So it's like
ooh.
Yeah, it seems interesting, right? The thing about Citadel, the hedge fund, though, is that it has a reputation like even worse than
Citadel Securities.
Yeah, it's like the work-life balance. I mean, by reputation, I mean the work-life balance is intense. It's like it's gonna be long hours. But like the reputation in terms of like prestige and the work quality is of course like top tier. So,
okay.
The other one was equities engineering, which does all kinds of things for traders. It's not a quant team, so like the traders they support are fundamentals based, which is like not quant. It's like different.
I'm nodding my head like I understand.
Yeah, I don't really understand either. I just know some words because I'm just regurgitating. I met with the heads of these teams
during the interview process.
No,
or afterwards.
After they extended the offer. So I found out a little bit about what they do. It's like a little bit over my head, but yeah, they're cool dudes. They're friendly. I asked both of them about the work-life balance, and they said, yeah, I mean, they don't work weekends or nights, which is good. But, you know, they're like 12-hour days. So it's not for everyone, you know. I think very frequently.
Very frequently?
Yeah. I like the second one, the head of equities research. I spoke to him, and I was like, yeah, it's a reputation for being intense and stuff. And he was like, yeah, it's pretty intense. So yeah, but it's something that they're like trying to improve and work on, though, which I respect, I guess.
I feel like that's something they say.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that's actually put into action.
That's true, because he brought up a good point, right? Like, if you're constantly pressed for time, right? working long hours, just trying to meet a deadline, you tend to like cut corners in some places, and you make bad decisions technologically. So, like it makes business sense to want to fix that, right?
Yeah. There also means you're spending less time and you have to push back deadlines as well, right?
Yeah, that's true. But like, if the code you're pushing is higher quality, maybe it's worth it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So you had these two from normal Citadel, and then you had another two from Citadel Securities?
No, so Citadel Securities, the matching process happens later. It's
Okay.
like, I think Facebook is similar, right? You have, oh, did you? Hey guys on the podcast, Patrick got Citadel. I mean, not Citadel, Facebook.
I got Citadel, yeah.
Facebook, congratulations. Yeah. Matching process happens later. I never heard that from anybody at Citadel Securities. I think there was an info session the day I got the offer, but I kind of didn't pay attention at all, so I didn't get much out of it.
Okay.
So I didn't really know anything. I asked the recruiter if she could like schedule a meeting with me and somebody. She never replied.
Agnes?
No, the
Enox.
Don't say the names of the recruiters.
I don't care. I'm putting them on blast. They have terrible response times. They need to improve.
I'm sure they have to handle a lot of applicants though.
Okay, I'm sure that there's a lot of companies that have to handle a lot of applicants and they have better response times.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why I rejected Citadel.
Oh, okay. So we were gonna get there, but
oh yeah, sorry. I think I was.
I think you had suggested that when you set up your story.
Yeah. So, by contrast, so I basically after the first offer call, I never heard from a recruiter ever again, except for 2 a.m. every day. I get a reminder from some recruiter. I don't know, saying like congratulations. No. I got an email at 2 a.m. every day, automatically, without fail. Since I got the offer, reminder: sign your offer documents. Congratulations. We look forward to working with you. And then, yeah, I'm gonna get another one tonight because I haven't actually rejected Citadel officially yet.
But hasn't their deadline like?
No, so Citadel deadline is on Monday.
Oh.
It was 2 weeks for both. I found out on Thursday, and then
yeah.
So
either way, you were after these 2 weeks of talking with your parents, they had moved you towards the Citadel direction. Mm-hmm. Did they have any preferences between Citadel or Citadel Securities?
Citadel Securities, I think, it's more like SWE focused, right? Because the market making is, I don't know, there's some like more interesting technological problems to solve with market making. Yeah, and Optiver is also a market maker, so it's like similar story. Yeah. By contrast, the Optiver process was like amazing. Like, the recruiter called me multiple times on the phone, to like check up on me and see how I was doing, and like help me make my decisions or anything else I can do.
Yeah, I understand how that's more personable. I personally wouldn't maybe find it more annoying, but I would have been okay with not being called either.
No. She asked if I was like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. It was like a back and forth.
So she like checked in with you multiple times during those 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then I asked her if I could get connected with a CMU alum. Not only, was it like somebody who had interned there before, right? And somebody who had returned full time. It was like a CMU alum that I got to talk to, who also graduated in 3.5 years, like I was planning on doing. It was like great, I got to talk with the tech lead one-on-one, see like what the work culture is like. The culture seems great, very transparent, Yeah, it's like a complete like opposite of Citadel.
How did you get that sense? That was very transparent, very good.
Well, I think they were very open about talking about compensation.
Okay.
I think that's one thing that I noticed. They're extremely open about. They tell you exactly how compensation is calculated. You got these marbles, which
metaphorical
is like,
marbles or actual marbles?
No, they're metaphorical.
Okay.
What a marble represents is a share of the company's profit, and everybody gets some number of marbles. Okay, I think you start off well. In the first year, you don't get any marbles, and then after the first year, you get, depending on how well you did, somewhere around 50 marbles. And the marble represents a share of the profits, right? And so if it tracks linearly with how well the company does, right? So if the company does really well, people do really well. It's not like, I mean, I don't know how Citadel does it because they didn't say. But it's very possible that if Citadel does extremely well, like the desk heads and the portfolio managers will super linearly scale up their pay, right? While everybody else gets like sublinear growth. And so yeah, it's like that's really nice, and they tell you like there's a modifier that gets applied to the marbles, and that affects your bonus, and there'll be some base pay, and like they're extremely open. They encourage you to share, like the in the info session, the guy was saying all this, like we encourage people to share, we're very transparent. And then one kid in the audience asked him, "How many marbles do you make?" He was like, "Touche."
Did he answer?
He makes 1,700 marbles.
How much does a marble represent of like the total
so
share?
I don't. It's not like a percentage, but typically year to year, the value of a marble is a certain amount. In 2020, which was a very exceptional year. Okay, by the way, the guy that was giving the presentation is like the CEO of the US base. Okay.
Oh, okay.
so I want to temper the number I'm about to tell you. In 2020, that was $11 million.
All the marbles that he had.
Yeah, just the marbles. That's the bonus. Yeah, 11 million. So, and that's on top of his base salary. And
that's probably pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
As the CEO, yeah.
He's not the CEO of Optiver. It's like because Optiver is a Dutch company.
Yeah, the American branch or whatever. So basically, talking with your parents, they're leaning you towards Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
During this 2-week process, I'm assuming you also did some research online about like Citadel.
Yeah, I read many Team Blind threads.
Is that the main resource you use?
But people talk a lot on there,
Yeah.
r/CS career questions doesn't have anything.
Yeah. Probably because nobody on there could get into Optiver and Citadel.
I made a Reddit post though on r/CS career questions.
Yeah.
Asking Optiver versus Citadel securities.
And
so if anybody's in my position and they Google that, they're gonna come across my Reddit post now.
Ooh. Exposed now.
Mm-hmm.
You're exposing your Reddit name.
No, I made a throwaway for it.
Oh, fuck. And did anyone reply to that?
Yeah. So basically, I got 2 replies. The first one said you should focus more on the work-life balance. And then the second one said, I don't think that Optiver pay is too much different than Citadel, at least with like the internship version nowadays. And then immediately somebody replied to that one saying, that's not true. Citadel's like significantly more. And then he deleted his comment, the top level thread. So.
Why did he delete his comment?
I have no idea.
Citadel management got him.
Yeah. And then I asked about like the relative prestige of the companies. I asked like as a response to the first guy. And he was like, yeah, they're both like pretty good. Virtually unheard of, he said, outside the industry, which I mean, maybe is true. Because I hadn't heard of Optiver before applying. Citadel is like notorious, right?
I only heard of Citadel from
GameStop stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So still kind of.
That's not like, I mean, not necessarily good press, but like, I mean, they're well known, you know. And like Ken Griffin is also like fairly famous, the CEO of Citadel. He like goes on TV and stuff and talks. Yeah, like he has a Wikipedia article. I guess that makes him famous. Like the CEO of Optiver doesn't.
They don't.
Yeah.
You can make one for him. Well, most valued employee. You'll get some marbles for that. Either way, I'm trying to set the scene, right? You've done all of this research. Your parents are pushing you in this direction. You also reached out to.
They weren't pushing me very strong, by the way. I had to like beg them because they don't give input very often. They're like, "Yeah, you can make this decision. I trust you. They both are great companies, you know." And I'm like, "No, tell me which one." And they're like, "Okay, to Citadel."
And was their main reason because of compensation?
Yeah, I mean they pay more. Also, the name is like really, really big, right? Like you get Citadel on your resume.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a big thing, right? You know, go there. If you don't like it, just go apply to Optiver next year. But one of the things also is that I hate interviewing with a burning passion. Like it sucks.
You're pretty good at it.
Okay.
That's true. They don't have to be mutually exclusive.
And so it'd be nice if I could just go to a company, love it, and then
stay there for 30 years.
Yeah. Or you know, until who knows? Who knows what the future holds, right?
If you do well, you'll get to a point where companies want to recruit you, as in actively reach out with offers and stuff. Like that kind of stuff does happen.
Well, you still have to like talk to them, right?
Yeah. Well, but I think it's like very much expedited and made easier. Mm-hmm. I'm talking from experience where my dad, who's like worked as a software engineer / transition to like DevOps stuff and stuff like that. He talks about how he often gets like LinkedIn stuff and emails from recruiters about stuff where they literally. He was talking about this one time that there was like a company in China, and it was like literally offering him, I think, an offer already. Like there was no like interview process required or anything like that. So I think once you've gotten to a certain point and your skills are very valuable and you have a lot of experience, you could probably get to that point where you don't actually have to do interviews.
Yeah, I don't know about not having to do interviews. Like, I remember the guy, this head of equities research that I talked to at Citadel, he told me he worked at Two Sigma for 13 years. He was like a big guy. He was like head of data engineering or something over there. Yeah. And then one day he gave a talk, and the CTO of Citadel was there, and they talked and they hit it off or whatever. And then, you know, one thing led to another, and he was having lunch with Ken Griffin, right? And I think that, I mean, I guess is that like an interview? You talk to the CEO of Citadel, and then he offers you a job, like.
I guess that could be like an interview. I was saying like even more so, where it's like you don't actually even have to talk to really anyone.
Yeah, I know, but like that's my point, right? Like, yeah, there's still some interaction that has to happen.
True.
And that's kind of gross.
Well, I'm saying like
at least you're not doing leak code, yeah.
Yeah, and I think there are avenues. Maybe it's not at these top companies. They definitely probably want to talk with you first, at least. But there's certain companies, like once they see the experience that you have and the stuff that you've done, I'm sure they would be willing to reach out without going through an interview.
Yeah, or I can leave and start your own business.
Yeah, that would be very exciting. Do you have that kind of spirit inside of you?
Oh, you know me. I'm a self-starter.
I definitely know that about you. It's the first thing I think about when I see your face.
Yeah.
Your work ethic, you know, everything packaged into one. Smiling,
That's me.
Yep. So I was painting the picture, and I was bringing up all these points, right? Your parents gently suggested.
Dude, all the elevators were down except for one. Did you mention it? So
did I even mention that?
I mean, yeah, no, I guess not.
Where did that come from?
No, okay. I was late to my meeting with Mark Selleck.
Okay.
Well, almost. I was actually 1 minute early, but I had to like sprint there because this elevator was down right by the stairs, the one that usually takes.
Yeah.
The other one, so I mean, it was like going up one floor at a time. Everybody was there. It was completely full when I walked in, and then it was like slowly going down one floor at a time. And so I had like...
You probably could have just taken the stairs at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really gonna take the stairs.
I would understand it if it's going up. Taking the stairs down isn't that bad.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know, is it really faster though?
It is if it's going one at a time and
yeah,
the elevator has to go back up first.
It's like sunk cost, I guess. I was like waiting already for so long for the elevator.
Yeah, and then it would have made you even later if you...
Yeah. I made it there on time. I was out of breath. I was like, like through the mask. It was hard.
I'm hyperventilating because I'm having such a difficult time choosing between Citadel and Optiver.
Yeah.
No, Citadel and Citadel Securities and Optiver.
So, and then we talked.
Facebook.
I'm like,
and Pinterest.
Oh yeah, Facebook. Facebook just sent me an email saying we have a panel with CMU alum. A CMU alum panel.
They didn't send me an email. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, it's to help me make my decision, I think.
Oh.
So.
Well, I want to talk to CMU. Actually, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Either way, so, your parents gently pushing you in this direction. You also reached out to some students that had interned before.
Yeah, I reached out to Steven
Citadel.
And he
the
said,
great YouTuber.
Yeah, he said, go Citadel, Securities, top tier, really good.
Is that where he went? The Securities one?
Yeah, I also had a choice between the two. Citadel and the other one. He was like, yeah, you go to Florida, you get AirPods. It's lit.
Yeah, you didn't even have to buy. You wouldn't have to buy your own AirPods.
That's another reason that I went with Optiver. It would be like redundant to get two AirPods.
Could have just resold them or returned it on Amazon. Yeah, like they haven't even arrived yet, have they?
No.
Could have canceled the order.
Yeah. So when we talked to me, Stark and I mean, it was like a scheduled meeting.
Yeah.
He saw my schedule. It said. I think I called it "have cake and eat it too," and he was like,
"That's what you said."
Yeah, and he said more like "have cake and die." Man, he's so funny, dude. Stuff.
Dude, when I mentioned I had my meeting already 2 days ago, and when I mentioned that I wanted to do computer systems. And I said I was maybe hesitant because of how computer networks is going, how I might get a C. And then I was like, because I saw online on the computer systems concentration description, you have to at least get a C on everything and then like average a B. And then he's like, oh, don't worry about that. Like I'd fought with the people who were in charge of the computer systems concentration, whatever, and I won. So it was it's like that thing is not in effect or it doesn't matter.
Cool.
And he's like, the way he described it was like, CMU tries to, at least they say in their policies, like not make students stress about their GPA and QPA, right? And then they go and try and do something here in computer systems where there's GPA requirements. He thinks that if the GPA requirement for something is more than you just having to pass, like it shouldn't be there. So either way, I'm glad he fought for that because I think that's a good thing in encouraging people to go for systems, because otherwise that's very daunting. Like, especially like
with OS and stuff.
Yeah,
I agree.
So you saw your schedule and
I mean, I didn't. So okay, he said OS, and I was like, okay, good, and distributed. And I was like, no, because I
I
already
thought
knew
you
I
are
was gonna
doing
say.
distributed.
There's no way I can do distributed.
Why not?
And OS at the same time? There's no way.
Okay, so
There's no way.
but you have to fulfill these systems courses.
I think I'm gonna graduate in 4 years.
Ooh. Ooh. But are you still going to Grenoble?
Okay, well, of course. If I didn't go to Grenoble, I could graduate 3.5 easy peasy.
Okay, so you're going to Grenoble.
Yeah.
But you're graduating in 4 years now.
Yeah.
So one of your systems classes will be in that last semester.
Distributed in the spring of 2023.
Okay.
That's actually going to be like my only requirement that I have left. I'll be taking like one class. Yeah, and then at the end we talked, and he was like, "Okay, talk about Citadel and Optiver," and I was like, "Yeah, Optiver, good culture. I had fun talking with the recruiter and the people to the team. Citadel, not so much." And he was like, "Yeah, it seems like you want Optiver." And I was like, "Yeah, but my parents want Citadel. And it's like bigger name and higher pay." And I was like, and then he said, now is the time in your life when you're going to be the most risk tolerant that you'll ever be, right? And so, if there ever was a time to go with the one that is a smaller name and pays less and whatever, is now, you know? And even like, it's like, so, it's a mild difference, right? It's like very barely is one more than the other. Like both of them, it's like almost guaranteed that you'll be successful, right? But like very slightly is he said the seesaw is tipped very slightly in Optiver's favor.
In Optiver's favor? Are you saying
in
like
terms
in
of
your
in
your
my case,
position?
yeah.
Okay.
And that is exactly what I wanted to hear. I just needed somebody that was not an Optiver recruiter to tell me that. I walked out. I was like, "Thank you, Mark Stellick. You were amazing. I'm gonna go call my parents now and tell them I'm picking Optiver." And then I walked out the door and I called my parents and I was like, "I'm picking Optiver." And they're like, "Great, I support you," because my parents are awesome.
Amazing.
And then I called the recruiter. Speaking of my parents being awesome, I think in the last podcast we talked about my parents too. I said how my mom like runs and stuff.
That was 2 podcasts ago,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah. And I said my dad just like goes to the gym and stuff. I completely forgot. My dad like is really good at golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad's like that's like his passion in life, golf. And I just completely forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Does he play in tournaments?
Mm-hmm. And he wins too. He's like good.
Wow.
Yeah. He just won like first prize in the
Dallas.
the Indus Golf. It's called. It's like it's the Dallas Indian Golf People Association. It's bigger than you think it is. There's a lot of people in it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So he's good, dude. He's good at golf.
What a successful family you've got. You're living up to it,
dude. Oh, and not only that, that's everything is connected, Patrick. There's a reason, of course, that I brought this up.
Okay.
It's not just the ramblings of a madman. So when you play golf, you meet people that play golf, and like the people that play golf are very often big shots,
and rich.
Yes. And so one of his golf buddies' brother is a hedge fund manager in New York, and I don't know, another one of his relatives or something also was in that business.
Look at all these connections.
And so he set up a meeting with me and that guy.
Wow.
to help me with my dilemma, Citadel versus Optiver.
This was before your decision?
Before my decision. It was a few days ago, yeah.
And what did that person say? Citadel.
He said, if you're really ambitious, you stay close to where the money's being made, you learn the business, you get an MBA, and then you become a portfolio manager at a small hedge fund. 10 people managing $1 billion, and then that's where you make your money. they'll give you $1 million. Say you spend it however you want. You get to keep 20% of the profit. That's
That seems completely different from what you're aiming to do, though. Like,
Am
you
I
wanna
really
do that
aiming
kind
to
of
do
stuff?
anything?
I don't know what you've been training to do with this degree at CMU.
Mm-hmm.
Like portfolio management, does that involve a lot of computer science?
No.
Exactly. So was that be something that you would be interested in doing?
Am I interested in computer science?
I feel like you have at least a small inkling of
that's
interest in computer science.
I don't like software engineering though very much.
Okay. Do you like portfolio management?
Okay, one of them makes like I don't want to curse so much on this podcast, but a ton of money, you know. But you know, it's also very hard to be good, and it's a lot of work. And if I wanted to go get an MBA, it's
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Do you want to go back to
and...
school and go get an MBA?
Yeah, I don't know, but also, yeah, I also want to be rich. So how can you?
Noble goal.
Yeah.
So the culmination of these 2 weeks have been the final decision. Arrived.
Oh, and also the day before, I called my recruiter called me to see what I was doing, like what was up, and I was like,
she must only have you as an acceptee.
No, she was saying that like they never go after a candidate so much as they've gone after me. They were like telling me this. They were like, "We really want you," and that made me feel very.
They know the right buttons to push.
Yeah, they really stroked my ego, bro.
Wow. You should ask for a few You should have asked for a few marbles already.
It's non-negotiable. The intern package. Also, the first year package is non-negotiable.
Well, I mean, if they want you so much.
No, they said it's standard for everybody. Everybody gets the same level. This is all in the name of transparency, right? They all have. They only have like 5 hours of interview tops, right, to evaluate everybody, and it's just not fair to give some people elevate. I mean, this is what they say. Okay, I don't know if it's true, right?
Yeah, I'm sure if someone was the son of a Optiver CEO, they could probably.
No. I mean,
some strings pulled.
Is that even true? I don't know, because like these places are very meritocratic when it comes to. Like promoting.
Yeah, that's the public perception.
But it seems like that's the perception of the people on Team Blind that talk about Optiver and all these trading companies.
Okay.
Otherwise, because if they aren't like that, then they don't elevate. They don't what is it called? Recognize talent. If they don't recognize talent, they don't make money. That's their bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense for the successful ones to be meritocratic because those are the ones that survive.
Then you made it. You're successful.
Not yet.
Well, you're there. Your foot is in the door.
We've already talked about how I see life as a video game, right? It's like a strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah, but your
this
foot
is
is
the
in
very
the door.
first step. I've made like a baby step.
I think you've made more than a baby step.
This is I guess it's the end of the first phase of the game.
I know, but right. You have all the necessary statistics, the necessary skills in your skill tree to progress to the next stage at a very good position.
Yeah, I don't deny that, but there's a very long way to go.
I don't know. I think you've already made a good chunk of that. Like this first part, a lot of people find the most difficult, I would say. Just at least getting your foot in the door.
Yeah, I'm kind of
these kinds of institutions that really can lead to a lot of success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know.
You're saying you're kind of lucky?
Yeah, I'm extremely. I'm not kind of lucky, dude. It's like Borderline divine intervention, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like checkmate atheists. I mean,
How do you explain this?
There's no logical explanation for how fortunate I've been in my life. It actually does not make sense, dude. I've somehow gotten by with like doing minimal at work in anything I've ever put my mind to. It's like inexplicable, you know.
And how do you feel about it?
It's a bit unfair. I mean, there's lots of people that work harder than me, who are smarter than me, who are not nearly as fortunate. Yeah.
So with that in mind,
I'll gladly accept the money. Thank you.
make the best of it. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you ever feel like that? I mean, you're a fairly hard worker. I think you deserve the position that you're in. You're also in a very solid state of things.
Yeah, I'm in a very fortunate position. I have parents that will bankroll my education, and I am growing up in America, which is in a very rich country with a lot of opportunities for career growth, especially in the field that I'm planning to work in, at least for a bit. And especially, I saw on Reddit, there was like a question about on CS career questions that someone was asking, what is your current salary or total compensation? It's just like, just say it out loud. And people were talking about how in Canada, like the compensation levels are way lower than the United States. And it's just like, well, that's like for every place in the world except for the United States.
In the U.S., like, is very weirdly inflated with its wages.
Yeah. Well, especially in this sector, like in tech, because that's like most of the tech that's happening. I guess you could say a lot of it is in the United States, and they want to really just spend money to get the best talent, I guess. So they're okay with spending a lot of money to people that aren't the best talent also, but might turn out to be the best talent at some point. So I'm in a very fortunate position as well.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's the CMU name. But even the fact that I'm here, kind of crazy. Because I thought I was going to UTD until the 27th of March.
I thought you were going to go to UMich.
Yeah, the 27th of March is when I got into UMich.
Oh.
And then the 28th of March is when I got into CMU.
So sad. UMich only gets one day.
Yeah. But, dude, I was so happy. Man, I found out, told my parents.
If you got to UMich, you could have actually gone to football games. Like, they have a competitive football program. Yeah. Does UT Dallas have a program?
No.
Wow.
They might have some things, but I know they don't. They definitely don't have football.
That's a shame.
Yeah. My friend, he recently broke a record, though. University record for swimming at UTD. I think it was like 400 meter freestyle. Either 400 or 200. I don't really know swimming stuff.
Yeah.
But kudos to him.
Good for him.
Man. But yeah, I was. If I was HT, I definitely would not be in this position right now. And I very almost was. You know, little things like little tiny.
I think you could have. It would have been harder. Maybe a lot harder. I don't know if
for sure a lot harder.
I think harder, not a little harder.
Even getting the interview would be like hard. Yeah.
Yes, it'd be harder.
Yeah.
I think you could have still made it.
I don't know.
We won't know because
we'll never know. Yeah.
We don't live in a world of Doctor Strange and parallel universes where we could just
check it out and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We just won't know. But what we do know is that in this universe, you've resolved your internship woes, and now you're going to Optiver.
A fine cadence, I think.
Very nice. And hopefully that, most definitely, most likely, it's going to lead to a great post-college employment route as well.
Yeah.
Which is...
But you never know. You gotta keep your head down.
Keep working.
Yeah, I mean, don't celebrate prematurely. Is what I always say.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can celebrate a bit.
Yeah. Don't worry. I
You have. Bought a cake.
Literally.
It was a good cake.
It was a good cake. Yeah.
Like
you should get one too for.
No.
Okay. Well, at least you'll buy me Millie's. So.
I'm drowning in debt now.
Yeah, 2 million.
Metaphorical bet.
Yeah. I mean, I guess our only audience member already knows about this bet, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick lost the bet.
Wow.
And then we did a double or nothing on another friend.
Thank you for reminding me. I absolutely love that.
And now he owes me 2 millions.
Today I was walking back from campus along Craig Street, and then at the intersection of Craig Street and 5th Avenue, there was a guy who just turned on the fire hydrant. And there was just water spewing out onto the street of 5th Avenue. And he didn't seem to be a firefighter or a water management person. And because he didn't look like he was wearing a uniform, there was like no trucks or anything like that would indicate he's part of like a construction company.
But how do you turn on a fire hydrant?
I don't know. He had like a tool, and he like, and then water just started gushing onto 5th Avenue, and nobody batted an eye. But I was like, that does not seem right, because I wouldn't think that's like a big deal, because I've seen. There was like a time when I walked up Forbes and there was like water hydrants going off like by campus. But this guy didn't look like he just didn't have a uniform or anything, and there was like no trucks or legal? Other people.
Can I just go and like start?
No, that shouldn't. I don't think it's legal, which is why I called CMUPD.
You did?
Not the emergency one, but I was just like, there's a guy turning on a fire hydrant and there's just water running onto the street. And then they were like, the operator that answered my call was just like, oh, only firemen and like water construction company people should have access to that. So it's no big deal. So I was like, are you sure about that? Well, because this guy, it doesn't look like he's part of any construction company, or he doesn't look like a firefighter. And she was still like, yeah, only firefighters and like those kinds of people should have access to that. So yeah, and then I was like, okay, I did my part. I called. If I'm not gonna worry about it, because I mean, I just like what I was thinking is, that's true. Only firefighters and those people should be allowed to have it. But can't anybody get those tools and just turn on the fire hydrant? So either way, I didn't worry about it. I went on with my day. I did take a video though. The guy just like. And then those water just going onto 5th Avenue, and nobody seems to give a fuck. Like cars were just driving by. Though the cars that were driving by, they were like splashing water now, because it was actually like filling part of the street, like where if the car drove by, it would do the splash like on a rainy day. And I was like, does no one care about what's happening here? But I did my part as a active
I would not have
citizen.
Called.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it either, but it looked too fishy, because the dude didn't look like a person who should be doing that. Like there was no purpose. There wasn't like a hose that he was doing. There wasn't like a toolbox or anything. Like he was trying to fix something. There was nothing. It was just him, his tool, and he just did this, and then the thing was just turning on. I was like, this does not look right. I did my part. I tried my best. I guess they don't care. That's okay. That was the interesting thing that happened today.
Yeah, I had a presentation today.
And how did that go?
It went alright. And, I did all the work for it like yesterday and today. And it was like a status update for the last 3 weeks.
Was it worth it?
Actually, maybe we shouldn't put this in the podcast. I feel like this is like incriminating evidence.
How is it incriminating? Like, you're gonna talk about how you didn't know where?
Don't put this in the podcast.
Alright, we'll just skip it then. We'll move on to other random stuff. This semester, what have you learned this semester? What do you think is the most important lesson you've learned this semester?
The Minimax theorem of von Neumann.
What a
first
nerd.
shows that.
Lovely.
Founding central tenet of game theory.
It's one thing that I've learned this semester is that you can have links in PDFs. I didn't know that before.
Okay.
Like those things where you like hover over it and it doesn't have the blue underline, but if you click it, it goes to a different part of the PDF.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean like links inside of the PDF?
Yeah. But I think it can go outside of the PDF as well.
Yeah.
The main thing is that there's no blue underline.
I think you can. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah, I just never saw that in PDFs where you had like clickable things that went to different parts of the PDF and then that linked elsewhere as well.
Mm-hmm. The different. Oh no, I knew that about the different parts of the PDF, right? Because a lot of times, it's like a table of contents.
Yeah.
You can just click on the thing.
I know, but it looks like there's usually like lines and stuff, and you can have it where there's no lines.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's text, but then you click it and then something goes somewhere else. I just wanted to share in case somebody else...
most valuable thing you've learned this whole semester? That's it.
Listen, that's very valuable because it means now when I have a PDF, I can actually use the table of contents instead of just looking at it and then using a scroll bar to go where I want to go. Right? I think that's a time-saving lesson that I've learned. It's something useful, unlike splay trees, which I'm never going to use. It's like a running joke now. One of my roommates, whenever we talk about 451, he doesn't take 451, but he's like, yeah, hell no, I'm not going to take 451. The fuck am I going to learn splay trees? And that's just the joke now, because who's ever going to use splay trees?
Yeah, Danny Slater.
He probably doesn't even use splay trees.
So.
He invented it. It was just like, okay, that just goes on the CV and that's it. Inventor of splay trees. And that's about it. Either way, 451.
Why do they call it splay trees? Oh, I guess you do explain them. That's a good point.
Yeah, but what does splay even mean?
Trees are...
He had to come up with a cool verb. Splay doesn't sound bad, yeah?
Yeah.
Like you splay your legs. It's like you open them up.
Mm-hmm.
So then stuff can go inside.
Right,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright.
There's different connotations depending on how you think of it, the context.
Mm-hmm.
Either way. 451, we had a midterm this week.
Oh yeah, it was yesterday.
A big stress reliever.
Yeah, honestly.
As in that, well, for you, you have like 2 points of stress possible, and that's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's like because it like levels out, right? Like you're always worried about something, even if it's like comparatively less. I feel like everybody has like similar levels of stress, Like if you're like a starving kid in Africa, okay, that's a bad example.
I think you should just stop talking before you get yourself canceled.
Okay, that's a pretty bad example.
Okay, we can rewind. Why don't you come up with another example?
I think, okay, take you and me. Alright.
It's a big jump from a starving kid in Africa.
So, you, in this case, are the starving kid in Africa.
I'm the starving kid in Asia. How about that?
Yeah, you're the comparatively worst time. You have more classes than one, and that is the only difference, pretty much. But I argue, okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think we are equally stressed
No.
I think we are equally stressed.
No.
I stress out a lot. Okay, I'm.
For no good reason.
But I think this is like a thing about humans. Like they're just like stressed out all the time, man. Even if they don't need to be. Yeah.
Yeah, case in point.
So, yeah, that's my point exactly. But even though it's like I'm in like the better situation, I think we stress out the same. And so when this 451 midterm went around, I think that it was a much bigger stress reliever on me because it was like half my stress gone. But then it's gonna level out again. It's like a big dip, and then I will readjust. Like the parameters will balance out again, so that my stress levels go back up. Now that all I have to do is Amazon.
So are you saying your stress level is affected by a couple of perceptrons where you give in inputs and then they affect the level of your stress?
Yeah,
I'm trying to make an
I think
ML
that's
joke.
exactly what I'm saying.
I don't know anything
that's,
about ML, so
Very well said.
there's a reason why I'm not doing ML. Fuck that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that shit?
My file, it says like ML concentration, and it's like crossed out, or systems concentration crossed out ML crossed out systems.
Is that what Mark Stelic had?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're jumping back again? Okay." Yeah.
Amazing. Either way. Wait, so just to make sure, so you are still doing Grenoble.
Grenoble?
And
Oh, you have to apply. I have to talk to Christine Mendez of the Hawaii.
When do you have to apply by?
Yeah, you typically don't apply until the semester, the semester before you go. So I got time. That's like next semester. I'd have to apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my current plans for next semester is just a wrench because like I want to do OS and graphics, right?
Mm-hmm.
They overlap. Then after my meeting with Stelic, he said he'd be okay with it if both professors, like you ask them, and they're okay with some kind of arrangement where I can like skip one of their classes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first step in that has not gone off to a great start because the professor for OS was like, it'd be a bad idea if you skip the first 15 minutes of Monday and Wednesday lecture. And the professor for network graphics has not responded yet. So I need one of them. Well, I guess the OS guy now. He already said no.
Uh-huh.
So I need the graphics one to say yes. Otherwise, that's probably a rip to that plan. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how I'm gonna readjust afterwards. I don't know what I take after. IDK.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. See, that's another. Maybe that is a example of what you were saying. That shouldn't be a stressor, but it's
It's something to worry about, right?
It's something to worry about because it's something I want, and it's something that I might not get, but I don't know about it yet. So then I'm stressing about whether or not I'm gonna get what I want, which is unnecessary because if I don't get it, it's probably okay. But I do want it. So then I would worry about not getting it. And then that would not be amazing. Either way, we move on. This semester, I don't know.
It's almost over pretty much, right? We got 2 weeks till Thanksgiving, and then like a week of class after that, and then it's finals.
Yeah. It's close to ending, thank God.
It just went by so fast, dude. What are your thoughts? Did you get the emails about the panel?
What's the panel?
Discussing the 14-week semester?
No. 14-week semester? I thought we were on a 15-week semester.
This semester is 14 weeks.
Fucking hell. Is it normally, 15. Has it normally been 15? Oh, I thought it was normally 16.
No, this is excluding breaks. This is like 15 weeks of class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a panel and you can like go to it.
I think it either A has already happened, or B, you can no longer sign up to join the panel. But there was a panel. I was wondering if you had seen it. But yeah, 14-week semesters probably need bad.
Oh, you know what's funny? Look at this podcast. This is the live podcast. I just checked my email, and the graphics professor just did reply.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Patrick. I will not be running a flipped classroom in spring. Missing the last 15 minutes most days is all right.
Yay.
I'm working on the syllabus now, so should have more information on the midterm date by Monday or so. Please feel free to email me again to check.
Cool.
Alright, seems like OS and graphics is on the cards. Let's go.
That's a terrible idea.
I absolutely love it. OS and graphics, here we come. I was gonna do, if that didn't work out, probably OS and, were you gonna do computer security?
Yeah, I'm still doing computer security.
Yeah, I was then maybe thinking of OS and computer security, and then also nature of language with Bjornal, as she is the teacher, and you have high marks for her.
She is a good professor.
Uh-huh.
And you get to make funny sounds.
Where would you rank her on the professors list right now that you have experienced at CMU? Top 5?
But how many professors have I had at CMU?
A few.
Ranking them?
Yeah. Who's number 1? And we both know the answer.
Danny Slater.
How dare you say Danny Slater? You know,
Sorry,
you know who the answer.
Simranjit Singh.
Yes. Mr. Number 1. How dare you forsake the name and put Danny Slater as number 1? Dude, you know what's funny? When I was studying for 451, I was like catching up on some of the lectures that I missed. So I was watching last semester's videos that they recorded. And sometimes I was watching them on 2x speed, right? And there were still like 5 to 7 second pauses where Danny Slater is just like trying to think of what to do next. And it's sped up 2 times. And it's just like, I can't imagine even watching this on normal speed.
Yeah, why did he take such long pauses?
I think he's trying to think about what to, or he like forgets.
No, I don't think he forgets. I think he's trying to think of how to best explain it.
He's just that smart.
And then he
smart guy problems.
He's thinking about how to best explain it, and he still does a terrible job. Sorry, Danny.
Danny, if you want to clear your name, come on the podcast and you can explain why. Why did you invent splay trees? It's the main question we want to ask.
Well, splay trees are kind of big brain, though.
Yeah, but they're kind of useless, aren't they? Also,
are they useless? I mean, did you look at all those theorems at the bottom of the splay tree notes?
Yeah, just use a different self-balancing tree that has guaranteed instead of amortized.
No, but if you're always accessing the same element over and over again.
So, I don't give a shit. Yeah. Danny.
I have no idea how I would rank Jordan.
Top 5?
Maybe. Well, how many? Wait, okay, it was like...
We can talk about some of the professors you have. Why don't we list them out right now? Alright? Just a little bit of a thought exercise to jog your memory so you don't develop dementia and Alzheimer's and become Joe Biden.
Does that... Oh, Jesus, why... Okay.
I heard that joke over the weekend.
First,
so, like, let's
does that
see.
even help, like, remembering things? Like,
I would think it helps.
That help prevent...
Exercise your brain.
Yeah.
First semester? Okay. You know what? I'll help you out. I'll get you started.
Okay, yeah, I got you, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
David Offner. John Mackey. Tom Cortina.
Okay, sure.
Whoever the heck the great practical ideas TAs were.
The student TAs. That could be Tom Cortina as well again, yeah. And then
Eliano Cervesato.
is it Cervesato?
Cervesato.
I thought it was Cervis. Oh, I guess that's the English
Italian.
American pronunciation.
1, 2, 3, and then Christina Bjornbell.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
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 And then
second semester.
I don't remember the name of my writing about lit professor. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
How
about writing about data?
Yeah, Rebecca Wigington.
Okay. And then you had 150.
Yeah, it was Erdman.
And then you had 213.
Yeah, I had Sakatagos and.
That was your 213 professor?
Yeah, Sakatagos and the other one.
Railing.
Goldstein.
Oh, Goldstein.
Seth Goldstein. Good professor, Goldstein. Ghost is no longer at CMU. He moved to UIUC.
What? Goldstein?
No, Ghost.
Oh, Ghost. The other one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he taught you and then he was like, my job is done.
Mihai is the calc.
Yeah. You didn't like her?
No, she was okay. I kind of dropped the ball, man.
Yeah.
I guess I should have done better. Especially because I had already taken the
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Microeconomics?
Reed Simmons. No, I didn't take micro in freshman year.
Okay.
To recover to 150, 213, the
Calc.
writing class and calc. Those are my 4 classes, plus this one. Yeah, that's all of them.
Okay.
And then writing about data. I forget his name. Mostly because I never went to class.
No, writing about lit.
Lit, yeah, that's what I meant. I
never went to his class. Even when it was. Oh wait.
It was never.
It was never in person.
There's a reason why I never went to class.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I remember the author of the book we were reading though.
But not
Nora
the professor.
Nora, I don't even remember the name of the book. I just remember the name of the author. Nora Krug. Something about Nazis.
What?
It's like coming to terms with their German identity.
Okay.
In a post-war society.
It's
actually a pretty interesting book.
It was a graphic novel?
Graphic novel, yeah. I didn't finish the book though.
Did you even read any of it?
I read half of it. I mean, it's pretty easy to read. It's like graphic novel, right? And I still didn't finish it. That's just kind of sad.
We've moved on to fall 2020.
You know, I don't remember the name of the
lit
writing for the professions either.
How
is it possible? I don't even remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember mine either.
Alex, I think his name was.
Okay.
I don't remember.
You took writing about the professions
the
fall?
Spring.
Okay.
I
gotta go chronological. Okay.
No, I'm thinking. I know.
You're
know
jumping
the
gaps.
Names I don't
You're
remember.
jumping gaps. This is not a good sign for your brain.
All right, whatever, man. Okay. Yeah, micro was his name started with a G. With a G.
Gerald Jones.
No.
Gerald Ford.
Shush. Gasper. John Gasper.
That doesn't start with a G. It starts
Gasper.
with a J.
Gasper.
His first name starts with a J.
Yeah, no, you don't refer to your professors by their first name.
Yeah, I do. Danny. Simranjeet. We always say Simranjeet. We don't say Singh.
Okay, that's another one. Simranjeet.
Exactly. Look at that. You're saying his first name.
And then
hypocrite.
The Great. Anil Adha.
Okay.
That he tops the list, the real list, for sure. And then it's a micro. Joel Smith. Experience, Reason, and Truth. Another good professor.
What was that class? Experience, Reason, and Truth?
It was a class on epistemology, which is the study of knowledge.
Mm.
and what it what it means to know things, what we can know, and yeah, that's about it. So that's what the study is basically.
What was the requirement that it was fulfilling? Category 1, 2 of your
I don't remember the
necessary.
categories.
Okay.
One of the categories. I think nature of language is Cat 1.
Yes.
And then micro is Cat 3.
So this is category 3.
Micro is Cat 2?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's Cat 3.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. The history is Cat 3 also, right? Yeah.
Did you like the class?
Yeah, very good class.
Okay.
Very, very good class. I've had very interesting content also.
Alright. I never heard like anything about this class. I guess you just never talked about it back then.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about some of the concepts though. Right. So a lot of the David Popper stuff is good, like falsifiability. I definitely talked about falsifiability. I mean, something to do with David Popper. And before, at least in the Discord or something.
Yeah. If you had, well, there's a reason why I never saw it, because I just glossed right over that. Not very interesting.
Well, okay.
We've moved on.
Experience, reason, and truth. For a 251 micro. Did I take a math class? Miguel Guzela.
That was in the fall? Oh yeah, it was.
Fall, yes.
I forgot about that as well.
Yes. Good professor. Miguel Guzela.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no strong opinions on him.
Did I take 5 classes?
I think so. Or maybe not.
What, micro?
Yeah, micro.
Philosophy, micro. 2 things. 251. Prop theory.
Bruh. Wait, what?
And
you didn't take micro in the fall?
Yes,
oh, you did take it in the fall. Never mind.
And then
took 5 classes.
Experimental physics was in the spring, right?
Yep.
Wait. Prop theory? 251?
It's getting to you.
The 2 classes we mentioned, the humanities, right? I took 5, right? Did I not? 51 units. 12. 9. 27. 39. 1 more 12-unit course. Josh Blush.
Oh. You wiped that completely from your mind.
Josh Blush, yes. And Charlie Garrett, of course, who is now teaching
the next semester.
Yes. 210.
210. So now we're on 210. We've got Umut
and Marine Wale. Or Wale, I don't know. Do you pronounce the H?
I don't know.
I guess you do. Wale. Marine. Umut Akar. Okay, so that's 1 class.
Yeah.
Brian Railing and Nathan Beckman. 2 double professors. Yeah. Third. Simranjit, sure.
Yep.
The humanities that I take.
I don't think you. Oh, you took Nina and Leslie, right?
There wasn't another. I took 3 classes with 2 professors. Layla Webby. Nina Balaklan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, 3 technical classes and then 2 non-technical. What it was? Experimental physics.
What's your other non-technical?
2 non-technical classes. I took a full 54 units.
Yeah, you took something.
12, 36, 45, yeah, 54. I was out of humanities, right? I had taken.
You took a science class? Or you fulfilled all your science credits, which means you took writing about the professions.
Rice, yes. Hellberg, Alex Hellberg, that's his name.
Oh, you did it.
Yes.
Look at that. You just need to exercise the brain a little bit when you get there.
Alex, and then there's this semester. What am I taking?
Danny Slater.
Danny Slater and David Woodruff. DD.
And that's a summary of your college career.
Yeah. Now it's your turn.
My turn?
The most riveting podcast topic we've had.
I'll go much faster because we have some repeats. We got John Mackey, Tom Cortina, David Offner, David Cosby / Mike Taylor, and then Barbara Litt, I think that's her name, for Introduction to Japanese Language and Culture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Language and culture, you learned some Japanese?
No, absolutely no language. I took that class because I thought we would learn some language, but honestly, it's probably better that we didn't because learning languages is hard. So just learn about the culture. We got to watch some fun movies like Tom Popo, where a dude was sucking an egg off of a woman's breast. But there's a lot of... it was an interesting movie, it was an interesting time, and it was an interesting class, and it was a lovely professor.
Nice.
The next semester, I had the real pleasure of taking a class from Reed Simmons, as well as Dilson Kanar, and Michael Erdman, and as well, what else did I take? I had Rachel McCann, I think that was her name, for writing about public problems. And then writing about data, I had the Asian lady, and I don't remember her name because it was all online.
Dude, the online mini too.
Completely. Well, it's also, it doesn't help that I was writing about data,
Yeah.
which is the most meaningless class. She had like an accent too, so like everything was just not set up to be memorable. And what else did I take? I took those to 150, 122. Mihai, yes, as well. Daniela Mihai. And then for the next semester...
Daniela? It says Dana.
Dana? Maybe. I don't remember. I thought it was Daniela.
Maybe it's Daniela. I remember one of them was wrong, she said. She said, like... I think Dana was wrong, maybe.
Yeah, probably. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
The next semester, I had Matthew O'Toole for computer vision, and then Anil Adha, and then aside from that, Mikhail Husala, and then the fourth class was... I don't remember his name, but it was Structure and Functions of the Human Body, which was
riveting.
Honestly a chill class, but I remember absolutely nothing about it because there's a bunch of biology shit about the human body, anatomy and biology that I frankly don't really give a damn about.
Did you learn about the duodenum?
No, we did learn about the lymphatic system and the immune system and different systems and how blood stuff functions, body, what happens, and I don't remember any of it, which seeks to show that CMU's idea of trying to give a broad perspective on different topics by forcing SES undergraduates to take a wide breadth of classes across the sciences and humanities does not work, because I don't remember anything from it.
I mean, is the point for you to remember? I feel like
what's
it's
the
just
point?
to expose you so that you know.
So like then I don't remember.
It's there in the back of your mind.
But it's not even in the back of my mind because I don't remember.
I think you remember a little bit. I mean, you can't have completely forgotten everything.
I can't think
even
of
the general ideas, you know. Like
I would remember it if someone maybe said something directly related with the course content. Maybe, and that's very questionable because I
think it's valuable.
I'm trying my best, and I can't remember anything. And then after that, see, I'm going way faster.
Okay.
I had James Black, I think that was his name, for micro, and then I had Weinberg every time I hear the name Weinberg, I want to think of Wienerburger. Because we had a teacher called Mr. Weinberg in high school as well, and people called him
Wienerburger?
because he was like, people didn't like him.
Oh, okay.
So every time I think of Weinberg, I think of Wienerburger now. We have Wienerburger and Kesden, Gregory Kesden, on his boat. The dude was teaching on a boat.
Really?
Yeah, he was just on a boat. Living his best life, I guess. I don't know how he got internet service. Aside from that, then I had Umut Akar as well as Marhin, and then Simranjit Singh, and then some lady from writing about the Prussians that I don't remember. And then this semester I've got the great Danny Slater and David Woodruff. I've got Christopher Cannell and Peter Steinkesty. I think that's how you pronounce it or something. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. And then Jonathan Aldrich. And then what's my fourth class? Oh yeah, Mo Mahler or Mosh Mahler, something like that. Those are my professors.
Alright, now we do
What a fun...
elementary, middle, and high school.
I
I don't remember my exact schedules from every year.
Yeah?
From middle and high school, yeah.
I don't. It's kind of hard. Like, I think this was something we talked about. Did you have the alternating?
No.
Yeah, you didn't. Okay, it would be easier then because you have the exact.
Because now it's impossible for me to remember, right? I don't even remember my schedule like day to day. I have to like see what my classes are.
Yeah, it's bad. As we're going back memory lane, we're not actually gonna talk about the teachers because that would be too tedious. But when was the year you got your first phone?
It was my 13th birthday.
And what was the phone you received?
Samsung Galaxy S5.
S5. Wow. And now we're on 12? 11?
They skipped some numbers. It's
13?
It's like 21 now.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. Why?
I don't know. It was 2020, so they came out with the 20.
Oh.
And that tracks the year number. So
It wasn't 2007 one.
No.
Yeah. Imagine having a phone at 6 years old. How do you think you would have turned out differently if you got your phone sooner? Like,
No.
Really? You wouldn't have been like more addicted to a phone, more reliant on a phone?
Well, maybe I would, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was right. I mean, my brother got a phone much earlier than I did.
And how do you think he's turning out?
I think he was already different to begin with.
Do you have any strong opinions on that? Like, if you had a kid at some point,
well, I feel like,
how would you limit their phone usage?
You know, there's like parents that like just stick an iPad in front of the kid in order to distract them.
And what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, it seems a bit funny, but at the same time, I don't know anything about parenting or how to like create good humans. So, that seems really hard, right?
Yeah.
Like something that there'd be a lot of theory around.
Yeah.
Raising kids.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of books written about this.
Yeah.
A lot of videos you can find online.
But I mean, you'd think we'd have it like figured out, you know?
Well,
there's
it's
a lot
hard.
of duds out there.
You can't like, because humans are different, right? You can't just fit everybody into one teaching paradigm.
Yeah, but I mean, as different as we are, we're also really similar.
Right.
From one person to another.
But we're also different.
I mean, there's a reason why Facebook is so effective at, you know, what it does, right? And Instagram and Twitter. Because humans are all the same.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I was thinking, a lot of people always say, I'm more of a visual learner.
That's fake. It's a myth.
I know. Like, people say those kinds of stuff. It's like, this doesn't work for me because I'm more of a visual learner or a hands-on learner. And every time I'm like, I think you're just not good. I think that's it. Just doesn't. I don't think if we turn it all visual pictograms, you would really be doing any better. I don't know about that. You know. So I guess you haven't thought about that then yet. Like,
yeah, I feel like it's too hard. Yeah. So I mean,
parenting.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? Like little kids are like so dumb, bro. They're like a lump of like clay, right?
That you mold.
And you have to mold them into the model citizen. Impossible. Literally impossible.
Well, you got to mold them your way, right? I like to think maybe this isn't the right way to think about kids. Like if you have a kid, it's like this is definitely not the right way to think about your kids. But if you had a kid, it's like your opportunity to create and your opportunity to create a human being and the way that you envision, right?
Yeah, it's like the guy that made the chess masters.
Yeah, and I think that's too literal in that people literally have kids and then create them to be what they wanted to be or what they want it to be and give no freedom to the kid to develop their own identity. And it's all the
But that can backfire, right?
What, going the other way?
Like if you give them no freedom.
Yeah, but
No,
it's a spectrum, right? I think it's important to have freedom though, because otherwise, I don't know. Like, listen, if your parents told you everything that you have to do, like in life, would you like that? You're gonna be a contrarian and say yes.
No, I don't think I would.
Exactly.
But also if they did that, I don't think I would. You wouldn't turn out the way they wanted, I don't think, because then you wouldn't be able to think for yourself.
Well, yeah.
Right, and maybe they want somebody that can think for themselves.
Right.
Right.
Well,
like say you want your kid to become like CEO of a big company when they grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are you gonna do? You gotta study hard in school. You know, get into a good college. You're gonna force them. Yeah, but you're gonna force them to study all the time and tell them you have to do this and that. Well, then they'll have no critical thinking skills and can't do anything for themselves.
I know, but I think a lot of parents don't think that far ahead, and they just think step by step, and like step by step. Like the big picture is you need critical thinking skills, right? But if you're looking at it by step of where you have to go from one stage to another, it's like studying is how you get here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then you have to go to college. You need studying and good grades. Then you have to be successful in college. You need skills to get a job. Bam. And then by the time where it gets to a part where you need the critical thinking skills to become like management or like
but
CEO,
at that point,
you're fucked.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think a lot of
it's an incorrect, greedy algorithm, what you have just described. You know? See, I'm telling you, man, there's I guarantee you there's theory behind all this stuff. You know, that people have ironed out the kinks. They know what to do. They have to, right? Literally, what generation are we now of humans? It's been like 2 million years? You think we haven't figured this shit out? This is like the thing that we've been doing since the dawn of humanity. This is the one chief human pursuit. It's the one thing that we should be good at.
Well, humans don't like to do as they're told, and they want to be themselves, right? You don't want to follow prescribed shit if you're being forced to follow prescribed shit because it feels like you have no choice but to follow the prescribed shit.
But it'd be really nice, you know, somebody telling me what to do. I think I'm a natural born follower. You know?
Alright.
You know, I always think that. I mean, some people are better suited for leading, some people are better suited for following, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you play to your strengths, you know, both are important to society. I think I'm a natural born follower, honestly. I just sit back, chill, bro. Somebody tells you what to do, and that's okay. And you just do it. You do it well, you know? But, you know, it's like laid back. But unfortunately, like, the leaders in this world are the ones that are
making money.
Making money.
I think you could still be a follower and make money. Like,
I mean, I am a follower and I'm making money, right?
Yeah. I think
there's loads of followers that make plenty of money. But, you know, but then the leaders are ones that, you know, are respected. And that's what people aspire to be. You know?
Do you aspire to be respected?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I don't know. I think that's what my parents want, though.
That you're respected?
No,
or that you make a lot of money?
become a leader.
How do you become a leader?
Yeah, that's what.
How do you get this feeling from your parents?
I don't know. I always like. I don't know. My parents also. I have a habit of setting low expectations and somehow beating them. So I don't actually know what they expect of me or want from me, but like, you know, I'm sure it would be nice. I'm sure they would like it if I were a leader. But it's like so tiring, so much.
I have a feeling you shouldn't have kids, because then you kind of have to be a leader for them, and then it's also very tiring.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd have fun.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. So much responsibility, you know? You're, you know, you're like this little
organism.
Yeah, you're like responsible for becoming a functioning member of society.
I mean, they don't have to be a functioning member of society.
Well, if they are, then you failed.
If they are, you failed.
If they aren't, then you failed.
Why? Who says they failed?
They didn't fail. You failed.
Who says you failed?
Well, I mean, that's like your goal, right?
That they're a functioning member of society?
Yeah, it's not successful by some metric.
Okay, so why don't you define your own metric of success?
Yeah, crack addict under a bridge. I think I can do that.
Listen, if they're at that point, they have your success metric could be have gone through hardship and is still surviving. And they'd be very successful.
So much, man. I mean, you have to make sure they don't stick the fork in the power outlet.
Is that even true?
Yeah, well, I mean, why do you think they sell the little covers?
Of the power outlets?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So like kids don't stick forks in them.
Just don't give them forks.
Just give them plastic forks.
No, but like they can just grab forks. You never know, man. They can grab it off the table, open the drawer. You know.
Make the drawers high enough.
I mean, they also, you know, they have like the drawer stoppers. I mean, are you? I forget. Are you the older sibling?
No.
Okay, so you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But my brother, I mean, we had to like child-proof the whole house. Yeah. Put like under the sink where you keep all the detergents and stuff. You have to put a little stopper so that it doesn't open.
Do you think your parents have adapted things? Like they tried something the first time with you, and then they changed how they approach your brother?
I have no idea.
No idea.
No idea. I mean, the environment we grew up in is a little bit different also.
How so?
Because we moved houses, changed schools. So my like very early years were a bit different than my brother.
Okay.
Right. So because I like went to private school for the first 2 years.
And Montessori.
Yeah. I don't know how much of a difference that made. I mean, clearly it made a very big difference. So
yeah, maybe those two Montessori years are what happened.
Yeah.
You go to Montessori, become a nerd. Other one, listen to rap music.
Yeah. Well, they're not mutually exclusive.
Well, in our examples here, it seems like they are. Yeah. Could be one or the other. Either way, that's how it goes. I mentioned this question of what is the first phone that you received.
Yes. What was the first phone you received?
It was a iPhone. I've only had iPhones.
What? Which one?
It was 4.
Okay.
S or something like that. iPhone 4.
How old were you?
I was in the 7th grade, which is
Ooh, earlier than me.
8th grade, sorry.
Oh, never mind.
8th grade, yeah. I
I
did
got
not
it
have it in 7th grade.
Right before the start of 8th grade is when I got my phone.
Yeah, I got it. If it was right before or like in the middle, I think it was before. I think I had it for like my birthday, like before the school year.
No, earlier than me.
Yeah. Good one, haha. And there was a hand-me-down of my sister's old phone,
Okay.
but that's okay because I don't need much.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever play a lot of? You ever try to like pester your dad or your mom to play on their phone?
Flappy Bird.
I wanted to play this game. It was called Atomic Bomber or something. It's like you fly. It's like a 2D side view game where you have your plane and then you have to drop bombs and destroy tanks and A guns and then not crash as well. And you have like a certain number of bombs.
With an A-bomb, you're attacking singular tanks.
Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 tanks like rolling on a field, and that was very fun. And Angry Birds as well. I used to always go to the Apple store and play that because they always had that on the iPads. And Labyrinth. Remember that game?
No.
You never played Labyrinth? It's like a tilt controls game where you had to like move a ball through a labyrinth.
Okay.
And not have it go through holes or through trapdoors and stuff like that.
Oh yes.
That game, yeah.
Yes, I know that game.
Yeah.
I remember.
Like,
oh, that game was aggravating. Oh man.
Parts of my childhood are just these snapshot memories, right? And one of these snapshot memories is me and a couple of friends. Our dads like took us to a baseball game, and then the only like 75% of the time we were playing on their phones and like an iPod instead of actually watching the baseball game. And I think the other 20.
In all fairness, baseball is extremely boring.
The other 20% were going to get food. That was the entire thing. Baseball is extremely boring. People still somehow get their enjoyment from it. I can't fault them.
Yeah, dude. I also, speaking of games we played a long time ago. Do you have a Wii?
Yeah, dude. I'm
I'm
probably gonna bring the Wii.
Well, I think her dash is bringing us Wii.
Oh.
He's in California right now for the long weekend.
Oh shit.
He's staying over Thanksgiving. He's going right now. I think he's gonna bring his Wii. And he has like the Lego Star Wars saga.
Wow.
Dude, the memories from that game. You know what I would do? We would go to Blockbuster.
Oh, that shit.
And we would there was like a game section. You could rent games. And I would rent the Star Wars game. And I liked it so much we ended up buying it from the Blockbuster.
Wow. Dude, Blockbuster, that's a name.
Yeah. Dude, the memories.
We went there sometimes.
And the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, the Lego. I would play all the Lego games, dude. And
I always saw them in GameStop.
Indiana Jones.
It wasn't the Wii versions. It was like the ones on Xbox or something. And they always, in the GameStops, they have like a console or something that you can like test try games and stuff. And I'd like just go in there and play stuff.
The Lego Harry Potter too. Dude, I tried to. Oh man, so much memories. One at a time.
Yeah. For the Wii, it was. I played. It was Wii Sports, Wii Play, Mario Kart, and New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That was like the game that I played. Oh, I also had World of Goo. I don't know if you ever played that.
I don't know.
It's like a puzzle game type. But New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I have very much fond memories from that. And it was a good time.
Man, the memories.
Oh, I just remember what I was gonna say. It was Blockbuster. We were used to. My memories of I'd go to the library a lot more often when I was younger, and there was a section where you could rent Blu-ray DVDs or like check them out and borrow, right? Because when that whole Blu-ray fad came out, my parents bought a PS3. Only reason wasn't to play games, it was because it had a Blu-ray player. So you can then watch Blu-ray movies. And then we get Blu-ray movies from the library where we'd like check them out. There's just this one little section. It was like next to the counters, like you walk in, to the right are the counters, right? And it's all the ladies, it's like the help desk. And then against the wall across from the counters, you have this little stand that has all the Blu-ray movies. And I'd always be there because we go to the library to pick up whatever books that we checked out online. And then while my mom or my sister went over to that section, just to the left instead of to the right, and they're like collecting all the books, I'd go there and just look at what movies there are. And then I'd always like look for the kinds of movie genres that I was super interested in at that time, which are war movies. Like I loved anything to do with World War II.
Dude, my mom hates World War II movies with a burning passion. She will, like, if we are deciding on a movie to watch, like for the like Friday night or something, and we pick a World War II movie, she's like, "I'm going to bed. Good night."
Why does she hate it so much? There's a lot of good World War II movies.
Anything to do with World War II, she hates. Like all the fighting and the guns and the sadness and the Holocaust and then she just terrible. Like,
what does she like instead? Rom-coms?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, she does like rom-coms and comedy movies a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen Three Idiots?
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen, actually, I don't think I saw the whole movie. I saw parts of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know.
You know the all is well. Free.
I watched that movie for the first time like 2 years ago or something. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's like a feels-good movie.
Yeah, it's a feels-good movie.
Of following your dreams and living your life.
Mm-hmm.
Even though not everybody can do that, but that's okay. It's the message that counts. Yeah, that Blockbuster.
We like transitioned afterwards. It's like sections of your life, right? When it was just the DVD and Blu-ray when it first came out, it was like the PS3, and then that was with the library when we got Blu-rays. And then later on, in more like the later middle school and high school years, my parents would get movies from Redbox, and we'd like rent movies like every week. And there was just a good 1 or 2 or 3 years where it's like every Friday night we'd watch a movie from Redbox. Like my dad would go, we'd eat out, and my dad would like buy something, would go out to pick up the food that we'd ordered, and then on the way back he'd go to the Redbox to pick up whatever movie we'd ordered as well. And then we just watch that. That's just a routine.
Yeah.
It's just been ingrained. And now all that's gone, because it's all streaming now. There's no point of going to a library to pick up a movie, going to a Blockbuster to just browse movies.
Yeah, Blockbuster.
It's the singular last Blockbuster, and it's in Oregon.
Yeah.
The last one in Bend, Oregon.
That's like, it feels like that's more like a tourist attraction.
It is a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, Blockbuster, the company, is like just dead.
Yeah.
But
man,
it's so surreal because there was a store just like less than 5 minutes from my house. Could bike there. And now it's not there anymore.
Same for mine. It's a sandwich shop now.
Fucking hell.
It's kind of sad. I wonder what else right now that we have is just gonna like
Be gone.
fade away.
Yeah.
Completely be gone. Apple? No.
No.
You
way.
say no way.
Yeah, I mean, Blockbuster was humongous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So was Sears.
Netflix. Like Netflix could be
Gone.
Yeah. Yeah, Sears too. I remember that when we went to the malls every time. It was the big four. Nordstrom, Macy's, JCPenney, Sears. Like those four were the big stores
Those
at
were
the
the
mall.
big Dillards.
Yeah. And
and
then slowly the mall evolved. I remember it was only those big four. Maybe even Macy's like came a little later, and then they added a Dick's Sporting Goods, which isn't exactly the same, but and then it's like those five, and then the poor Sears just got phased out and it's gone now. Forever 21. I think
the biggest source of revenue for Sears in the past, like the last few years, was like just selling all the property it had. They owned so much like stores and
I mean, just brick and mortar, nothing working.
Yeah.
I don't even get like how are these companies all even different? Like they all sell the same shit. Macy's, Sears, JCPenney's.
Yeah, I don't know.
Different flavors of the same product. It's just one decided to go and the other one stayed.
Mm-hmm. In New York, they claim to have the biggest store in the world.
Sears?
Macy's.
Oh, Macy's.
I didn't go inside, but I saw it. It's humongous.
Makes sense. Macy's, I mean, they have...
the Macy's are usually big, right?
They have the Macy's Day Parade, which is...
Yeah, too.
In New York, right? Big sponsors, so... It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And then I looked it up, and I think the largest store in the world is like in China.
America #1.
Yeah. But it used to be the biggest store. It's the second largest now.
Everything in China, they just gotta make it bigger. And yeah, China's fucking crazy.
I brought up this whole phone thing. We're looping back because I want to talk about phone cases, as in this latest phone case that I've had on my phone. I had the same brand, I think, for my previous phone as well. It has been amazing because you don't know how many times I've dropped this phone, and I'm amazed at how it hasn't broken yet. Like screen cracked or anything like that.
Yeah, same, except I have scratched my phone. I don't have a screen protector on it.
I don't have a screen protector either, but somehow every time it drops, it has enough like stuff out from the screen where if you drop it like this, it lands and then it won't touch like the
I don't even know
right?
how my phone got scratched. I think maybe I was like in my pocket or something, and like, but I don't know how it happened, dude. But like, you can barely tell, but it's like scratched if you look at the light. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't tell. Yeah. The viewers can't tell either.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's a bit tough, but I just want to say kudos to this company. I think the company is called Product. It literally says Product trademark. So congratulations for having some very nice cases, because I've dropped this phone so many times now mainly on carpet. So maybe not the full test.
Dude, I remember Brad dropped his phone.
And it broke?
We were, it was during O Week. This is a public service announcement to all people who don't have cases on their phone, okay? We were walking through, like, I don't even remember. It was, one of the back buildings, you know? Like Bigger Porter, or what's the one in the corner?
Scaife?
Yeah, either that or like Hammersmith Hall or something. It was some one of those buildings, yeah. And then he just dropped his phone, and the whole thing shattered. it was like unusable. Yeah, I have to get it fixed.
Yeah, it's important.
And then he was like, "Yep, I have a case now. It's all good." And then I saw him like a couple of weeks ago. No case on his phone.
Again. Maybe we need to remind him. We're going to take this section of the podcast. I'll make it a clip. I'll add him on the Discord. Reminder.
Maybe he has
PSA.
a case now, though. It was just like
He just got his new phone.
Yeah.
Maybe. Either way. If you're ever in the market looking for a case, this is a nice case. Just talk to me and I'll tell you what case it is.
Yeah, this case is good too, except get a screen protector too.
Yeah, I don't even have my case is even better. No screen protector and no.
Well, I don't think.
screen
I mean, this thing also has a little. I don't think it's the case.
No, okay.
I think it's like I scratched it on something.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. We'll wrap it up. Let's see.
Yeah, good night, guys.
Credit cards.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Elan, for your contribution.
Yeah, what about credit cards?
When did you get your first one?
Like a few weeks ago. Like.
Oh, really? It was only a few weeks ago.
Like before school started.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I should say a few months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What motivated you to get it?
I was like, yeah, I should probably get one eventually. That was a good time. I now have one.
Which one did you get?
I got the Bank of America Student Travel Rewards card.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the main the benefits of it?
You get 1.5% cash back.
On everything?
On everything. But it's like points that you can spend on either like air travel or hotels or restaurants, which is a lot of stuff. Which basically means that you can spend it. It's like money, right?
I mean, hotel, like restaurants. However, you're going to be traveling and hoteling.
Well, the thing is, it's like it's not going to be enough to cover the whole thing, right? The price that you have. So it's basically just money.
Well, yeah, but you can only use it.
But if you're going to go to a hotel anyway,
okay,
then
it
is equivalent to money. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see.
So you're basically getting 1.5% cash back.
Okay.
Yeah. Technically, it's 1.5 points rewards, but it's 1.5% cash back.
Okay.
Right.
I see.
And also restaurants and stuff. Like, I mean, it's not definitely not enough to cover your whole restaurant bill for the year, right? So
anything you use with the credit card gives you these rewards, but then you can only redeem them on these 3 categories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then it's if you buy using the Bank of America Travel Center, which is like, I don't know, like Expedia or something similar. You get 3% cash back.
Have you ever bought something from them?
My hotel in Chicago.
Okay.
When I went, I bought. Also, my plane ticket home, I bought using the travel center.
Not bad.
And then you get it's eligible for some preferred rewards thing. So if you have a certain amount of money in your bank account, it scales. So it's like plus 50%. I think plus 25%, 50%, 75%. That's depending on how much money you have.
What is this plus 50% of what?
Of the cashback. So instead of 1.5, it's like 1 point something.
And this is based on how much you have in your bank account?
Yeah.
In your Bank of America.
In your Bank of America, across all your Bank of America accounts.
Yeah. Is that your main bank provider, Bank of America?
Yeah.
Is it just because that's what your parents roll with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my parents are a U.S. bank, so that's what I have. And then now a PNC. Yes. Do you have a PNC?
No.
What? If you ever need cash, are there Bank of America ATMs around?
No. Where I used to live, there was one nearby.
Okay.
I don't know here.
The only reason to get the PNC was if I needed cash. I didn't want to get fees, right, for using the ATMs.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I have ever had to spend cash was...
Noodlehead?
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's true. Do you intend to increase your credit card amounts, as in have more credit cards?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It was something like apparently it's like a healthy thing to do. Like you should, to like I guess
Build credit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why you can't just stick with one. Like, wouldn't that make it easier? Just managing everything on this one credit card.
I mean, I don't know.
It's like the same thing. Like the whole point of credit cards, right? Why even? Like, if you just have a debit card.
You get the points, bro.
I know.
Some perks.
But why are credit card companies willing to do that? Like, what do they get from you? If you're not paying a fee for anything, what are they getting from you?
I mean, the people who do have to pay a fee have to pay humongous fees. So, that's what they get. That's how they make their money.
That's true. It's relying on humans not being responsible.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's a convenience also, right? I mean, they're technically they're providing a service.
What? Like
by giving you money.
Yeah. I saw this. There's this story that I saw about China, and it was about how a lot of young people in China are getting into like credit problems. It's a mind-blowing statistic. It's like 30 to 40% of young Chinese, like within a certain age range of like 25 to something, have debt problems in China. It's like a huge percent, like nearly half, and it's very mind-blowing. Like the video I watched, they were going through some stories of people in China and their credit card problems. Like the way they get into these problems is because they feel like they have to buy the trendiest stuff. There's like a lot of social pressure, as in like if you're not having these kinds of stuff, it's like you're not cool enough, but it's like there's more of that pressure. It's not like just, oh, you're not cool enough. It's like you don't fit in and stuff like that, right? So they feel very obligated and socially pressured to do so, and then they get into these huge debts of having to like pay back, having to apply for more credit cards to pay back the loans of the credit cards that you already have, and like how it just spirals, and it's very bad. And I'm sure that problem is very existent in the United States as well. It's just it's taking on a whole new form in China.
It's called education.
Financial education, yeah.
No,
I see.
Higher education.
Yeah. That is a cynical way to think of it. Fun. Yeah. I recently got my first credit card as well, just like 2 weeks ago or so. And I've been trying to use it now for anything that I purchase, just to start getting in that habit.
Yeah, careful not to go spend too big of a fraction of your credit limit. Because I think your credit score gets negatively impacted if it's a large percentage of your credit limit that you have spent.
Okay, that's okay because I don't spend like anything.
What is your credit limit?
1,500.
Okay.
What is yours?
2,000.
Okay.
Yeah. For students, I think it's like very small, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
But it grows. You can ask to make it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, why would that be bad? Like these credit card scores, they determine so much, but if you pay off your stuff on time, why would it be bad to exhaust your credit limit?
I think it's like a temporary debuff that you get.
Debuff. You got nerfed. Your money is nerfed. Should be temporary, but doesn't make sense. If you pay it all back on time, why would you get bad?
Yeah, I know.
In fact, it should prove more that you can borrow all this money and pay it back on time, so you're like trustworthy in borrowing large sums of money.
I don't know, bro, how it works. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm theory crafting. Either way, okay. Now we're done. Either
Good
way,
night, guys.
thanks everybody.
Thanks for listening. Or whatever the verb is, but lamping.
The next time you hear us, we're gonna have a very special episode.
Yes.
We'll be talking with someone that we're very excited with talking. I've been working up the topics list. Can you please add some stuff to the topics list? You should feel interested enough to add something to the topics list for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So excited for that, and that should come out in around 2 weeks after this one. So stay tuned for that, and until then, we will see you next time.
Good night.